What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 35 of For the Love of the Game. And today I start you off with bad news, and that is Queen's Park did not make the promotion playoff zone in the allotted time possible. I did say that if I was close, either in the zone or just outside of it, within striking distance, that of course I would play the final two matches of the season. However, Queen's Park, once we got to that point, Alloa were sitting 8 points ahead of us. And simple math tells you that you cannot pull 8 points from 2 victories. And that is just physically impossible. So, unfortunately, Queen's Park finished in 5th place. 47 points through 36 matches. And quite honestly, is really, really disappointing. It was a disappointing season from top to bottom, as ever since we had reached the lofty heights of second place, I thought Queen's Park would be perennially getting into the promotion playoffs. Like, I know we would have players taken from us, but I felt that we would still be able to reload, either through youth or through just the free transfers. But since that second place, we've just gotten steadily worse. Last year it was 4th place and now 5th place, and I quite honestly don't know what to do. Here, take a look at the schedule and see how exactly we finished up. Since our last double live com of Clyde and Stranraer, we only pulled 3 wins out of these last, I want to say, 10 matches. We lost the very next one against Alloa, 2-1 away from home. Danny McNulty, fortunate for us to get a goal on the score sheet, preventing the shutout, but Alloa pretty much dominated in terms of shots and amount of fouls, too, to be able to hold on to the ball as much as possible. We were able to get a victory, though, as it's the end of the season, so I gotta keep scrolling down. We were able to get a victory in the very next match, or actually not a victory, I'm sorry. We were able to get a draw versus Albion Rovers. Albion Rovers scoring first in the 34th minute, and Darren O'Brien, lucky that we were able to secure a point from this match, scoring in the 90th minute. It was all Albion Rovers on this day, and like I said, we were very fortunate to secure a draw. However, the very next match versus Berwick, I felt that had it not been for the rash amount of tackles that we were doing late in the game, we probably could have prevented that penalty in the 74th minute, and it probably could have ended in another 1-1 draw. Darren O'Brien, the only goal scorer for us on the day, as we had taken more shots and just a little bit more on target. However, both of Berwick's resulted in goals, and ultimately gave them all 3 points. After that Berwick result, we did get a couple of wins back to try and make it at least close, jumping up into 5th place after these 2 wins. And we had Dumbarton's number all season long, and it showed once again here as we defeated them 4-0. Watson, McNulty, and McKinnon all with goals, as well as a little help from the Dumbarton goalkeeper as we had a ball bounce off his back. 20 shots, 10 of them on target. I wanted that type of game using the 5-2-3 for most of the season. It just never clicked. The players either didn't gel, or the formation I was using was admittedly probably the wrong one. But we did stack wins, and we got a 1-0 victory over Airdrie. Stephen Davidson getting himself a goal in the 17th minute. And once again, all the stats favored us except for possession, but at the same time, just continually pestering Airdrie and Airdrie's goalkeeper helped us win that match. And that would be our last one match in a while, as these next 2 were very unfortunate losses. We lost to Queen of the South, but if you can take a look, Danny McNulty just on the other side of the second half, getting us level at 1, but taking a look over at the Queen of the South side, a 4th minute stoppage time penalty was able to secure all 3 points for Queen of the South, and that was really disheartening. And I felt that we were the better team on the day. I thought we would have secured this draw, but the ref just wouldn't blow his whistle on time, and ultimately, after a rash tackle, Queen of the South were able to get themselves a penalty, which was very unlucky. And also another very unlucky match, we lost to Morton away from home 3-2, another very late doors goal, as while Andy McKinnon scored twice in the opening 17 minutes, We just could not hold on to our defense, just could not do anything with it, as Morton scored once in the 35th minute, twice in the 63rd, and then finally, to cap it off, to cap the absolute collapse, an 89th minute goal, as Morton got all 3 points on the day. Very, very unfortunate there. We then stopped the bleeding just a little bit as we drew against Stranraer 2-2. Stephen Davidson, Andy McKinnon getting both goals in the first half. However, Stranraer with a Stuart Campbell brace also in the first half. Nothing else aside from that. And I felt that there had to have been a third goal coming. Just take a look, 20 shots, 7 of them on target. I felt that there was going to be a third goal coming, but it just never came. And we were only able to settle for a point. Then we followed that up with a 1-1 draw to our rivals in Clyde away from home. John Watson picking up a goal just 7 minutes after Clyde opened the bank of scoring. I think this was a little bit fortunate on our part that we were able to get a goal in the first place, and much less hold them off from getting another one. But it was at that point, with 2 matches left to go in Alloa and Albion Rovers, there was no way we could have caught up with Alloa. So the win versus them was extremely moot. It was a very nice, solid 3-2 victory with Darren O'Brien and Stephen Davidson getting the goals, but it was a very hollow victory, as in the end it didn't really mean anything. It just made us secure 5th place. That was all it did. And then in the very final match, we lost to Albion Rovers in a nice little goal fest, 4-3. Albion Rovers with a pair of braces, whereas Stephen Davidson, Ross Cruikshank, I said, why not let the youth players play, and Ross Cruikshank being one of them, getting his first ever goal for the club in the last match of the season. Then Martin McNiff getting us back to within 1 in the 77th minute, but nothing else came after that. So that's the season roundup. If we take a look at who exactly did what, we can take a look at the amount of stats. Top goal scorer for the club was Andy McKinnon once again, as he scored 15 in 37. The next closest to him was Ryan Waters with 12 in 16 starts, though he did play 30 matches overall. Darren O'Brien and Stephen Davidson both picking up 11 goals apiece, though Stephen Davidson did it in a little more, as he had 38 starts, 42 overall appearances, and Darren O'Brien 32 with 35 overall. The next closest outside of that was Sean Johnston with 4. So it was a big power gap between everybody up front and then everybody else. As far as top assister goes, John Watson, the only man in double digits, getting himself 10 assists, with Darren O'Brien and Stephen Davidson getting 8 apiece. And more than likely that's because of I played 3 strikers up front and everybody was feeding everybody else up top. And then taking a look at the top average rating, Greg Fleming, though admittedly he only did play 2 matches, as he then got himself a very nasty back injury early on, and now he is going to be retiring. He got himself a 7 in those 2 matches, but I guess we got to say the person who legitimately had the best average rating was Danny McNulty, the center back. Got himself a 6.96. Very, very unfortunate that nobody legitimately got over a 7, like after playing so many games. That just proves that we were very mediocre the entire season. And it's something I'm looking to rectify next season, if there is a next season. Because I've been banging my head against the wall for the last 5 years in League One. Here, you can take a look. This is where we started. 3rd, 1st, then 7th, 9th, just barely hanging on with that one. 2nd, the very, very lucky and very fortunate 2nd before crashing out. Then 4th place before ultimately crashing out in the final after an absolutely devastating performance in the second leg. And now 5th place. I'm going to be going into my 6th season here at League One, but at the same time, I don't know if it's honestly worth it. I mean, I've been trying my best, bringing in all these amateur players. I've been tinkering around with formations left, right, and center. And in the end, it just feels like there's something missing that could push us over the hump, that can get us into the championship. But I just don't know what it is. I don't know if I just need to recruit better or train better. Of course, if I try to recruit or train, more than likely, you got teams like Forfar or Queen of the South that poach the players that I've been bringing up. Stuart Milne from a few years ago is one big example. Andy Gaston from when I was in League 2, that's another example. I just feel like that with what I've been doing and how I've been playing, I don't know if I should continue on with this series. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. And if you want to see at least one more series, or at least one more season of this series, I'd say, and I'm going to be very lofty with my goals here, I'd say if this video gets 10 likes, before FM16 comes out, I will do another season of Queen's Park, and we will see if we can push up into the Scottish Championship. So that is my stance on this. Other than that, I'm going to put more time into my Hexagon challenge and try and finish that up. And leave this one in your guys' hands. Do you like it enough that you want to see this continue? Please let me know by hitting that like button. Leave a comment if you want. Subscribe if you want to see more videos of this, of Hexagon, or the series that I'm going to be coming forth in FM16. But until next time, this is Gendo. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.